Okay, we're in progress and welcome everyone. My name is Karen Millers and this is the beautiful
Susan McDonald.
and why are we doing this, Susan?
Because this is the victory pose, and we love this in our business because it means that we are successful and it makes us feel amazing. So, recommend the victory pose to everyone.
Yay. So, and my phone's ringing in the
Yay! Good
background.
on you, everyone. Do it. Yes, I love
Yay. So, we're from Australia. I'm from the fabulous Gold Coast, which is Australia's tourist capital of Australia's tourist capital. I am looking at the beach as we speak, and it is a really beautiful place to be. I guess a bit like Miami in Florida in the USA. And Susan, where are you coming from?
I am from beautiful Melbourne, Australia's sporting and cultural and food capital. And I'm looking out at the city of Melbourne skyline. Very
So,
different.
yes. So Susan and I love working together, and I'll tell you a little bit about me, and I'll let Susan tell you a little bit about her. So my background is banking and finance. I came across Nu Skin 20 years ago. I was introduced to Nu Skin through the business of Nu Skin. So because I had a business before, so I had worked in the bank and then I owned a post office. So in Australia, post offices are licensed like a franchise. And so I had one of those, got rid of that and was looking for another business and was introduced to Nu Skin. I quickly rejected the opportunity because I didn't think it was for me. I thought it was for losers and where you sold stuff to your friends and you had no friends. So I wasn't going to do that. But what happened a couple of years later, I would no, I was interested in the product. The company was bringing out the thing called a biophotonic scanner that could measure your antioxidants, and that was really interesting to me. And so being able to measure where my health was at was really important to me and all the people that I cared about. So I became a customer and an enthusiastic customer because I did introduce other people to the biophotonic scanner and to our core nutritional program called LifePack. And then 3 years later, because I had been a loyal customer to Nu Skin, I got invited to see the launch of the wrinkle iron. They said it would iron out wrinkles out of your face. And I didn't believe them. I didn't think it would work, but I was curious. So I drove an hour and a half to the launch and I walked into this room. There was around 300 people there. They were doing half of people's faces. And right in front of my eyes, a lady's face changed. The lines around her eyes softened, her eyebrow lifted, her cheeks sat up higher. And I said, I'll have one of those. And the rest is history. So the next day I rang up all my girlfriends and said, hey, I got this thing. It irons out wrinkles out of your face. And I knew if I didn't share it with you, you'd kill me. And after that, I slowly, very slowly, was sharing the device with other people and it became a business for me. And I had no intentions of it being a business, but it's ended up being the best thing I've ever done. And that's 20 years ago. And I can say hand on heart that after 20 years, I am thrilled that I have come on this journey. I worked for one of the major banks in Australia for 15 years and I've been out of that bank for 35 years and I still can't say anything good about them. Whereas Nu Skin, I've been partnered now with them 20 years in total and I can't say anything bad. And I'm thrilled to be here and have met Marguerite and Pat Sung and to be invited to be able to present on these days. So Susan, tell us a little about you. I'm going to pull my blind down because I think that might be annoying.
It's not annoying at all. Thank you for sharing your story. So, I'm Susan. I live in Melbourne in Australia. I'm a mum. We have a blended family of 4 young adults, and I have been partnered with Nu Skin now for almost 10 years. It was not something that I ever expected that I would be doing. But what happened to me was I pretty much always owned my own business. I felt like I was never really cut out to work for somebody else because I didn't like being told what to do. I've grown up a bit since then. I'm now 56, so a little bit more mature and able to listen, which is good. But back then I was like, nah, I'm not listening to other people. I'm going to run my own business. So I owned a recruitment company for over 20 years. And what happened in my world was about That's about 14 years ago now. I went through a marriage breakdown. And as part of that, I chose to walk away from my business. And that was a really big deal because that was like another baby to me. That's all I'd ever done. And I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I'd made the right decision. One day I was having a coffee with a girlfriend and I got up to leave. And she said, "Oh, hang on a minute," very nervously, "hang on a minute. I haven't told you about my new business." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, tell me all about it. I'm so interested in business. Let me know. What are you doing?" And so she told me about New Skin, and I was probably the ideal prospect because I was at 12 o'clock. And as soon as she told me about it, even though I'd never really had any interest in beauty or health or skincare, I could see the opportunity. And I said, "Oh, maybe that's something I could do too." And she said, "Yeah, you could come over." And, it's really interesting. But whilst we're still really good friends, she's no longer in the business. But I'm forever grateful that she introduced me. And I think that often happens, you never know who's going to come along. And here I am. I couldn't be more grateful. I've got my beautiful friend Karen, who's also my mentor. So, yeah, truly blessed. And I'm excited about today as well.
Yay, and I'm excited too. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. We're going to be talking about two of my favorite devices, and I know they're two of yours, Susan. I mean, all the devices are my favorites, the Lumi and the
Yeah.
Boost. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen, and so we can go through some of this. Okay. So, Lumi Boost. Why would you want to use a Lumi Spa or a Boost? And Susan and I haven't done any preparation for this. We're just coming to talk. Susan, tell us about, I'm going to put you on the spot. Tell us about the Lumi Spa.
Oh, the Lumi Spa is remarkable. So it's been the number one at-home beauty device in the world since it was launched 8 years ago. And I've loved it since I started using it. What really sets the Lumi Spa apart is the difference that it makes to our skin. So it stimulates collagen production and it really helps to increase cellular turnover. So you'll see there's lots of different sort of copycat devices on the market, but none of them do what the Lumi Spa does because they don't have the same technology. So this uses age lock technology, which, as lots of people know, is all about helping us to influence our genes so that they behave the way they did when we were younger. And it's got this counter oscillating motion. So when you turn on the Lumi Spa, you'll see these two circles. You have to watch closely, but they go in completely different directions. And they go at a really specific frequency, which is proven to stimulate collagen production. So those things are what really sets the Lumi Spa apart. There's nothing else like it. Everybody loves it. Once you use it, you never go back and you think, what did I do before I had a Lumi Spa?
Oh my goodness. And because at nighttime or something, if you're really tired and you think, oh my goodness, I need to, have a quick shower and go to bed. And
Yeah,
you think to yourself, oh, I know all that stuff's in my pores. I
I
have to do it.
know. I
You
know.
gotta do it, right?
Right. And once you know, you can't unknow, right? So once you know that all that dead skin has accumulated over the day, once you know that the pollution's got in there, all the stuff that's in the environment, you can't unknow that. So, so we just get rid of it and you feel so good, so refreshed, so relaxed. I love it.
So should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the Lumi Spa, really easy to use. I like to use a bit of moisture mist, but if you're not in the shower, of course, moisture mist is really easy. But if you're in the shower, you just need to wet your face, right?
Yeah,
Um,
put your face under the shower. Yep,
let,
easy.
let's really quickly talk about the different heads, Susan, because I have
Yes.
got all three. So this one is the gentle head. This
Yes,
is
that's the one
my
I
favorite.
love.
Yes,
Yeah, my
it feels
favorite
like
too.
little octopuses sucking my skin.
Yes, yes, I agree. This is the best one for me. So good
Me,
for aging skin, good for thin skin, good for older people.
and good for
Also
if
good
you've
for
got acne.
acne. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the main, or if you just love it.
Yes, or if you just like it, yeah. This
Yeah.
one is the normal head.
Yes. So that's
So
suitable for everyone.
yes, everyone
Yeah.
can use this one, and most people start with this one. I
Yeah.
really like this one too, but this one is my favorite. And
Yes.
then the firm head.
Now, before you start talking about your feet, let's just say the firm
How did
head
you
is
know?
Firm head is really good if you've got, thicker, more leathery type skin. If you've had a lot of sun damage over the years, you know how you see people with lots and lots of really deep wrinkles, and also good for men over their stubble or their beards. That's a good one. And also Karen uses it on her feet. Uh,
Yes.
you want to share?
Try it.
Because it
Don't
sounds
knock
lovely.
it. Don't knock it until you tried it. Really good for your feet. And I have the ugliest feet in the world. And so this really helps with all the inflammation and stuff in your feet. So we won't talk about how unattractive my feet are, but the Lumi Spa is helping them make them look prettier. And also when my so I have an elderly mum. My mum is 90, and often, particularly these days, she doesn't get around as much as she used to. Uh,
Mm.
and she bruises really easy and she gets sores and all sorts of things. So I often will Lumi Spa around particular areas, but her feet and her hands, and it gives her a real treat. So
Yeah, that's so lovely.
it's a nice thing to do for somebody that you love.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I have all of the heads because I think
Yes.
they're worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I just don't have them all right here.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, so are we going to get started? So
Yes,
you might need to spray your face again, Karen.
yes,
been,
I think so
it's
too.
been a while. And before we get started, I think that with both of these devices, it's really good if you wake up your lymphatic system before you use them because you're going to get a much better result. So, our lymphatic system is like the sewage system for our body. We have this lymph fluid that cannot move throughout our body unless we help it to move through muscle contraction or through use of devices like this. It sits just underneath the surface of the skin, so you don't have to press hard to get the lymph fluid moving. But there are sort of certain points where you should start so that you get the best results. So would you like to share, Karen? You've probably got more access to yours than me. I wore the wrong t-shirt.
So if we all look here and we lift up our shoulders, there's these little V points, and that is your main drain for your face.
Yeah.
So we just put the device there,
Yep.
and I just sort of give it a little rub, just really gently. You don't have to press hard, and sort of just wake up that area. That sort of helps get
So
skin
you've turned
tight.
on your Lumi at this point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my Lumi's on. And then
Yeah.
I'm going to go up and down from the ear down.
Yeah. Behind the ear is really good to give it a really nice massage.
Yeah. And then I go along the collarbone because they're all
Yeah.
lymphatic points as well.
Me too. It's so
And my
helpful,
biggest,
isn't it?
yeah, my biggest thing is that I want to speed. Like I want to do it fast. And really,
Yeah.
we've got to take our time with this sort of stuff because we're wanting the device to be able to pump the pores clean, um, and do everything it needs to do. And we want the device to be able to grab onto the skin, but not drag the skin. And so
Yes.
that's when I suppose we should really talk about the cleansers. Susan,
Yes.
you want to talk about the cleansers?
Yeah, so there's 5 different cleansers, and when someone purchases a Lumi Spa, they get to choose a cleanser that suits their skin type. And I always say to my customers that if you've got any form of sensitivity whatsoever, go with the sensitive cleanser. And I would always recommend that. But if you know your skin is dry or oily, if you have acne, choose the cleanser that's developed for your skin type. They all contain an age lock blend, so they're all designed for anti-aging, but they each have specific ingredients to give you the most benefits depending on your skin. And then the other thing is they're designed so that they have like the right cushioning between the Lumi Spa and your skin so that you get the right, I guess, slip and grip as opposed to dragging the skin.
And that's
Um,
really important because a lot of people say, I just use my normal cleanser that I always
no,
use. And I go, oh, don't do it.
No, no. And the other thing is you don't know how some other cleansers are actually going to react with the treatment head as well. With the beautiful, like it's got the antimicrobial silver, which makes it completely hygienic. It's got the medical grade silicone. You don't know like what you might put on it and how it might damage the treatment head. So that's the other thing to consider. And the other thing I was going to say is when you're doing the Lumi Spa or the Boost or the Galvanic, it's really good to start from the bottom of your face and work upwards.
Mhm.
And that's because of lymphatic drainage, for one. It's the best way, so upwards and outwards motion, but also because it goes against the pull of gravity, right? So our face is like wants to be like pulled down to the ground. So we do an upwards and outwards motion to help counteract the pull of gravity.
Yep. And so we were actually talking before we started, Susan. Someone was saying that they use a alcohol product on their LumiSpa to clean it, and
No, not necessary.
it's just not necessary.
Yeah, completely unnecessary. So that antimicrobial silver, as soon as you wash your treatment head under the tap, you give it a bit of a rub, it's clean, completely hygienic. Everyone in the family could use it if you really wanted them to. I mean, we've got like 6 Lumi spas in my house. Don't judge me. Everyone's got their own Lumi spa, so we don't have to go from one bathroom to the next, or if they're traveling, they can take their Lumi. But yeah, definitely don't use alcohol on the silicone.
Yeah, it as you said, it's not necessary, and New Skin's done all the science. We shouldn't. 75 PhD scientists work for New Skin. They know what they're doing. If they say that you don't need to, you don't need to. So
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, look, from a sales perspective, obviously, when we're running a business, it's fabulous, repeat orders for the cleansers, but that's not the whole reason behind it. It's because it's the best for our skin.
absolutely. And for the device, we don't want it to drag. We don't want the device to drag on our skin, because when
Yeah.
it does, you're going to get older faster, not younger longer. So I'm just using the toner. So my toner of choice is well, actually they've changed the packaging now because
Yes.
it's the new Too Faced, but this was the Too Faced priming solution. I love this one. My
I love
second
it too.
my second favorite is the
Glow
exfoliant.
one,
Yeah,
the glow one. I can't remember what it's called, the
glow.
Nutricentials one.
Yes, we're
Mm.
really good at this. And so I just use my hands to warm the product into my skin. Some people like to use a cotton pad. I couldn't be bothered.
No, and it's
But
not good for the environment.
absolutely. Makeup wipes. Don't even start me on makeup wipes, Susan McDonald.
Mm. I won't.
Because yes, so if you've currently used makeup wipes, or any of your family does, that stuff gets clogged in drains. They are finding makeup wipes in turtles, dolphins, in
Mm.
the ocean, everywhere. Do not use them. Yeah, completely against them. And so the Lumi Spa is also good for the environment. And you can think about things like that. They are good environmental citizens. So I've got slides, but I couldn't be bothered talking to the slides, Susan. We can go.
That's all right. We can keep on going. I'm happy to keep going.
So the next step, so this is morning. So it's mid-morning for us. I know you guys are going to bed, but this doesn't hurt you to do it at night time as well. I know in the
Yeah.
UK the boost isn't available, but the boost serum is. But for those of you who the boost is available, this is like a Botox wand.
Yeah.
Some
So
really good
good.
results with this. We can show you some results after we've done the demos. So what's different, Susan? We've got
Mm.
a Lumi Spa, we've
Hmm.
got a boost, we've got a
Hmm.
galvanic spa.
Hmm.
What's the difference between a boost and a galvanic?
Well, they use different types of currents, but I guess the main thing is the boost you use it daily. It takes, well, mine, I do 1 minute each side. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Is it 2 minutes?
2 minutes, yeah, and I do
It's so funny. I'm like, oh, how
the
long
neck.
does it take? Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So use once a day, and it's really, really great for deep hydration of the skin. The serum is phenomenal, helps to reduce pigmentation, helps with lines and wrinkles, helps with firming and toning. And then the galvanic is more of a longer treatment, lifts, tones, and firms the skin on your face and neck. And you do that 2 to 3 times a week. But I love that this is a daily treatment that you can do that's quick and easy. You can do it on the run. Whereas the wrinkle line or the galvanic, it's more of you're in your bathroom, you're doing a beautiful facial for yourself. Hopefully you've got music on and a candle lit and you're really enjoying it. This you could have in your handbag. If you really wanted to, you could take it on the plane, give yourself a really nice boost of hydration and a lovely quick facial.
I do it in the car sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
me too. Me too. I
yeah.
don't really wear makeup, so I can, and you're probably the same.
Mm. So
Yeah.
I love this. I actually do my galvanic spa often on my rebounder. So um, we're all different. So 3 squirts over the device, and then
Hmm.
we're going to turn it on. So you turn it on by sliding it up, and it does a little hello, I'm here. And so
Hmm.
then you just put it, put the serum all over your face. I've been swimming this morning, so I've been in chlorine and the ocean this morning. So my skin's a little bit dry. I've been saving myself. And so once
And
the product is spread, you then just glide it up again, and it starts doing a little zhuzh thing.
yeah, zhuzh, zhuzh.
Yeah.
And the
What
other
is
thing
that
that's really
zhuzhing?
important, zhuzh, yeah. The other thing that's really important when you're spreading it, across your face before you swipe up again. The reason that you have to do that is that the serum needs to cover the full treatment head. So it uses what's called a biphasic current. It swaps between a positive current and a negative current. And that sort of blue ring that's on there, sort of the defines the positive and negative area of the device with the current. So if you haven't spread the serum all the way across, your boost is going to go zzz, 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 zzz.
I love how you do that.
But yeah, so I do get customers who will ring me and go, "Oh, my boost doesn't work. It's broken. I've got a lemon." I'm like, "No, no, this is what it is." Get on a Zoom and just explain that to them. It's usually that either they're not using enough of the serum or they haven't spread it across effectively.
Absolutely. It's so
And
good.
again, start from the bottom and go up.
And it feels so nice. I think I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, good idea. And who did you say doesn't have the device, but they just have the serum? Which market?
The US.
The US. Okay, so the serum is phenomenal in itself. So do not despair. Use it after your wrinkle line, or use it as your, even after your Lumi Spa, as your daily serum, because the ingredients in this serum, they're just out of this world. They're so good. It's got 3 different types of hyaluronic acid. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's hyaluronic acid is a humectant. And what humectants do is they attract and they bind moisture to our skin. And the reason that there are 3 different types in the Boost serum is that they have 3 different molecular weights. So there's one that's got really small molecules, and what that means is it goes deeply into your skin very quickly. It gets absorbed very easily. Then there's one that's kind of small to medium, slower release into the skin. And then there's one that's actually a large molecule, which seems weird because the skin can't absorb that molecule. But what it does is it creates sort of like a net over your face. You don't see it, but it's like a moisture reservoir. And what that does is it attracts moisture from the air. And as your skin dries throughout the day through, evaporation, it releases that moisture so that your skin stays nice and plump all day long. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Absolutely. Aren't you all glad that I invited Susan to come on? Because I would have just said there's goodies in here that make you young.
That's why we love each other. That's why it works, right?
That's why it works. Absolutely. That's why this works. So, so the humectants is just one of the key ingredients. We've got this little lime in here. Kaffir lime, is it? Is kaffir lime?
Caviar lime leaf.
Yes, and it is an Australian product made from
It
an
is.
Australian fruit, and that caviar lime leaf really helps with the turnover of the skin, and it helps the skin glow. So the
Mm.
boost, or the Botox wand, if you like to call it that, will really give your skin a really great glow up, and it's great for discoloration. Now, we're born and bred Australians, and if you're an Australian, you've got sun damage. There is no doubt about it, because we've got the big hole in the ozone layer as well. 10 minutes in the Australian sun in summer, you're frying.
Mm.
And I've traveled many places around the world. Nothing is like Australia for sun damage. And so many Australians have got, lots of discoloration. I am one of them. And so this product is such a good product for us for the discoloration. And then it gives you that boost. And so where it's actually lifting your skin. And because you're doing the upward and outward motion, you're also training your muscles to sit up. So all the time we're wanting to lift the skin.
Mm.
And taking care of your boost, this is not a waterproof device. The LumiSpa is waterproof. You can stick it under the shower. This, you can wash the head underneath a tap, and that's okay, but don't put the whole device under the tap. What I do for the little ridges in here, I've got a little baby toothbrush, so it's a really soft toothbrush. And so I will actually clean the ridges because I thought they were getting a bit gammy. And then I go underneath as well, because sometimes a bit of serum can get caught under here. So you can either use a damp cloth, or I like to use the toothbrush. It just
Yeah,
makes,
that's such a good idea. I just
yeah,
use a face washer and I kind of put it around the edge
yes,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, and run it under the tap, just don't submerge it.
Yes. So, but the little grooves in there sometimes, that I think, oh, they
Especially
let,
the middle one.
yeah. So a
Yeah,
really soft baby toothbrush. You don't use anything harsher than that in there. And
that's
that's how
such a
you
great
start
idea.
your boost. And the other thing is with these devices, you don't want them on charge all the time. You want to just charge them as you need it. Don't stick
Yeah,
them on a charger. You can have them in on the, well, they don't sit in a charger anymore. But when you're charging them, only charge them when they need it, not every day. Otherwise, you'll
yeah.
wreck the device. Just like your phone, you don't have your charger on the phone, or your laptop computer. You don't have it on charge all the time because you will wreck your device.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there
So,
anything else that I should add about that, Susan?
well, I was just going to talk really briefly about the current for anyone who's interested.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it does, so biphasic means that it swaps between positive and negative. So the bi means two, and that helps to stimulate the skin. Random pulse, so it's a biphasic random pulsed microcurrent. Random pulsed means that it changes all the time. And that's again to keep your skin guessing, give it a little bit of a workout. And a microcurrent is used because a microcurrent helps to stimulate the skin and it helps to deliver the ingredients just that more effectively.
Okay, thank you, thank you. We're gonna share some slides in a moment so you can see some before and afters. But before we do that, it's always good to let your skin sort of sit between each layer. And so, particularly with those humectants that we're talking about, all of our products have got humectants in them. The Boost, of course, has got those three, which
Extras.
we've been
Yeah.
talked about. And so you're layering your skin, the product you put on your skin, and you're giving it time to absorb. Okay. And then before you do the next thing. So I often, will go do something in between treatments, whether I have to run to the bathroom or I'm getting dressed, and then I'll go do the next thing. And so it's 9 o'clock at night for a lot of you guys. So my next step would be the retinol. Love, love, love. We're not here to talk about that. That's going to be talked about another day, but this has become one of my most favorite products.
Me too.
And then I use the pearls,
Me too.
the Ajoc pearls, and then I use the uplifting cream.
Yes, during the day. And I use the Pillow Glow at night.
Pillow Glow's beautiful at night. It's such a hydrating
Beautiful.
product and
So
the price
good.
point.
So ridiculous. I know. And it smells incredible. I
Yep.
think it's the clover. I'm not sure, but it smells delicious.
I thought it was apple, but anyway,
Might be,
might be a
might
bit of
be.
both. Okay,
Could
let's
be.
share some before and after photos so people can see. And then if you've got questions, please pop them in the chat, and we
Yeah,
will do that as well.
answer them.
Yes, we will
We
answer
will
them.
answer all questions. And
Okay.
if you go through a bit, then there's some, if you just got to scroll down a bit. And there's also the clinical trial results from the boost, which are really interesting. There might be people who want to take a screenshot of that.
Yes. So this is what you were talking about before, that counter oscillation. Without counter oscillation, and the counter oscillation makes an amazing result. And you will see copycat devices coming out. They do not work the same. The technology
No.
behind these devices is incredible. Twice a
Yeah.
day, we do a LumiSpa for best results. Boost, you only need to use the boost once a day, but I do have friends that have used it, that use it twice a day because they really want to target their discoloration, and they've had fantastic results.
Yes.
So we've talked about that. Did you want to quickly talk about the clinical trial, Susan, or?
Yeah, just really, really quickly, just to explain it. So each of the different colors represents a different week. The trial went for 12 weeks. And as you can see that, so this is a clinical grader. There was a self-assessment done as well, but I haven't put that in. So the clinical grader has measured all of these different areas. You can see the massive improvement, like look at firmness,
Yeah.
104% improvement. I mean, everything's amazing. But that's phenomenal. So you will see results in the first week, but you just keep on using it consistently once a day, and you will get these magnificent results after the 12 weeks and onwards.
So such a good product. 4-week results. Yes, we talked about that. This is one of the guys here from the Gold Coast, lives just up the road from me. Look at his results. That was now, geez, I haven't got the time frame. Anyway, was I think
Not long.
it wasn't long, but let's
It
say it's
wasn't long.
90 days, but it wasn't long. He's using the Lumi and the Boost. And
When I always say, if in doubt, just go with the full length of the clinical trials. But I feel like this one was 2 weeks from memory.
it was very, very,
Yeah,
very quickly. Mm.
yeah.
This is Dana. This is his partner, actually. And Dana's she's a nurse here on the Gold Coast. She had tried lots and lots of different things to keep her skin vibrant. And of course, you can see her on the left, and this is a couple of weeks later on the right. And Dana has
Amazing.
become one of our new skin distributors here on the Gold Coast because of her amazing results. Now, this gorgeous girl happens to be my daughter, one of my daughters. Um,
Yeah.
This is Madison. Madison, this is everybody. And Madison just did the one side of her face with the boost. And she was getting married, and she was really wanting to get great results. So she was using the Lumi and the boost as directed all the time. She's just had her first baby, and she's back using the products again. She just absolutely loves them. But she's pretty special. Another special girl is Emma, and
Emma.
Emma was in her early 30s and starting to experience discoloration, and check out the results. And this is from that brightening blend that helps with the melanin as well. Look at the difference in her skin.
Mm,
I
yeah.
mean, she was beautiful anyway, just makes them more vibrant. So
Mm,
it's the hyaluronic acid that Susan was talking about. This is another special girl who happens to be my niece, Ashley. Ashley is an identical twin, and they still look very, very similar. But this was after one treatment of the boost on her one side of her face.
mm.
So great results for Ash. This is a friend of both Susan and mine, Alison McMillan. She's a Team Elite upline of ours. And Alison was horsey girl, so meaning that she spent her life on horses, and she had lots of discoloration. And she used the Lumi Spa, but the Boost twice a day, every day, and these are her results over the 90 days.
So good.
And she has been a new skin user of products for, oh well,
30
more than
years.
I have, probably 30 years.
30
And
years. And also look at her jaw and her neck.
yeah,
So we see the reduction in pigmentation, but look at the firming along her
yeah,
jawline and under her chin. So good.
yeah. Really good. And one of our gorgeous customers, look, again, firming, her whole skin has improved. Uh, so, so easy to use, and so easy to share. So that is us. Has anyone got any questions for
Let me
us?
just put my glasses on. I can see a question.
Okay.
Jade loves her boost. Kimberly, would you recommend purchasing the Lumi first? The boost is on sale, so I was going to start there and promote it in my business. Yeah, look, the boost is on sale. I'd get both if you can get both. I mean, it's such an amazing discount at the moment. But if you were asking me
That's
this,
only in our market.
yeah, that's in, sorry, in the Pacific region.
Mhm.
Yes, I would always purchase the Lumi Spa first. The first step to beautiful skin is getting the foundation right, and the foundation to all of that is getting the cleansing right, clearing everything off your skin so that your skin can readily absorb the products that you put into it. Natasha said, can we go back to the humectant slide? I'm glad you like my slide. You want to get a screenshot? Is that what you're thinking? Yeah.
I
I'm
think
glad
so.
you like that. I put that together earlier today. It's
Yes.
helpful, right? It's nice to know these things. So I know we've got lots of customers on here as well. It's nice to know. And if you're a distributor, it's nice to know what you're talking about. There you go.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
You're
That's okay.
welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Any other? Cindy says your skin looks phenomenal. You can really see a difference after using the Lumi Spa. So I don't know if you're talking about Karen or you're talking about me, but we both will take that as a compliment.
And the
Both of
thing
us.
is, we're both aging younger, so we haven't got our original photos in here. But
No.
Susan is 56
Yes.
and I'm 60 this month.
Whee, yay.
And
So
it's
good.
you're looking in your family album and you see yourself aging younger. And we both take the inside products as well. So we
Mhm.
are big new skin users. Um, but you know, it is so good for your confidence and so good for your health when you do that. So inside out and outside in. There's no use looking fabulous on the outside if you're crusty on the inside.
So
So
true, so true.
hmm. Anything else? We should get a screenshot
Yeah,
of
should we
everybody
I
holding their
yeah,
device.
let's get can you put it back in? Have you got gallery view? Oh no, I have.
I
If
can do that gallery view.
yeah, perfect. And if everyone can turn on their video, that would be great. And if you've got one of your devices with you, hold it up. And if not, that's
Oh,
fine.
actually, I'll just undo us. That's a good idea, isn't it?
I've got a gallery view.
Remove spotlight and remove spotlight.
I can see Tina's taking a photo.
Oh,
Good on you,
thank you,
Tina.
Tina.
All right, everybody, smile.
Oh, hang on, I've got my devices.
Okay, we're doing it. So this is a first screen. Smile and stay on everyone because there's a whole other page. Smile again. Oh, hi, Janelle. I just saw you. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much. Anything else? Any other questions? No other questions. All right. Well, thank you for
I'm going to
joining us.
stop
Thank you.
I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Should have done that already.
Oops.